Welcome to St John's for our weekly update. This week I'm sitting on our red bench, which has finally arrived. The Red Bench Initiative is a work of the Red Rose Foundation, and the red benches are meant to draw people's attention, draw them to the bench, and then they can read on the plaque that the benches exist to bring to mind the scourge of domestic abuse. This red bench was made possible by the benefaction of Brenda and John Simpson, and the project is being overseen by our Mothers Union group. It's wonderful to see our community trying to respond so positively to the scourge of domestic abuse. Of course, as far as the church is concerned, one of the constant challenges for us is to look at our theology and how our theology enables and supports and hides domestic abuse. The church has been struggling for some time now to overcome its patriarchal framing and that interesting, to say the least, theological concept called complementarianism, which basically suggests that women are to be under the headship of men. Here at St John's, of course, we seek to challenge that understanding, but one of the challenges for all of us is to recognise the subtle ways in which that sort of theology has been built into the way we operate and into the air we breathe. And so it's not a simple matter of saying it's someone else's problem. And of course, that's one of the issues we do face with domestic abuse. There's still the idea that most people, that there's not really a problem except for a few bad apples, but I think increasingly we're beginning to see that there are some incredible systemic issues at work as well. And so as a community, it's really important for us to keep talking about us, not just others. Talking about others is the easy way out of facing these issues that are really quite challenging and challenging some of our presuppositions. So thanks to the Mothers Union group and also to our Domestic Abuse Awareness Working Group for the work they're doing to ensure that we are having that sort of conversation. And during the course of the year, we will be offering a study that was created by the Diocesan Working Group that will help us to reflect more deeply on this issue and recognise some of the stuff that's going on behind the scenes. Our news cycle, of course, is being dominated by COVID-19, and we have to say it is certainly impacting our life here at St John's. Many members of our community have had COVID-19 or know people and family and friends who have had the disease. Some people have had really quite nasty experiences of it. It does mean that the attendance at worship has been impacted, and so if you're joining us online, please know that we still hold you in our hearts, and we do support you as you try to keep yourself safe. For those of us who do come to worship, we have plenty of seating. It is possible to maintain good distancing, and we are encouraging people when they come to adopt that practice with a renewed consideration. Of course, one of the downsides of having something so significant as COVID-19 playing out in our midst is that a lot of the other news gets pushed aside. It's really important that we do focus on our outreach through Offerings project for January. It's supporting Act for Peace in their emergency response to Afghanistan. As you'd be aware, Afghan society has largely collapsed since the Taliban took over. They actually weren't equipped to provide governance, and so there are horrendous stories of people having to sell their children in order to survive, and the fact that most of the population is hungry and many children are facing the prospect of starvation. So the Outreach Through Offerings project for January is to support Act for Peace. One of the strengths of Act for Peace is it's one of the agencies that uses on-the-ground agencies to deliver relief, so that it cuts out a lot of that sort of middle management infrastructure. So if you're able to, please do support our Outreach Through Offerings project for January. You'll find details on the front page of the Cathedral website and in monthly notices and in service notes. And while we're talking about emergency relief, Act for Peace also do have a Tonga emergency appeal going at the same time. So if you're able to stretch a little bit further, you might be able to support both the Afghan appeal and the Tongan appeal. Last weekend we welcomed Angie Mooney amongst us as a theological or formation student. She of course is well known to our community and much loved. This weekend we have the opportunity to welcome John Rolly, who will be also joining us as a formation student for 2022. John and I have been involved in formation processes for a quarter of a century, and it's wonderful to welcome him to St John's for this year of formation and reflection. So at 7:30 and 9:30 on Sunday we will commission John as a formation student amongst us, so please make him welcome. This week's birthday celebrations, we say happy birthday to Sherry Smith, to Nicholas Hughes and to Tony Howe. I hope you all have a great time and that people celebrate you for who you are. Please do check the Cathedral website on a regular basis, because COVID will have some ongoing effects on what we can and cannot offer here. One of the beautiful extra highlights for this weekend is that a number of singers have agreed to sing Evensong for us, and we had that same experience last Sunday, which means this Sunday we will be in the choir stalls, well distanced of course, and be singing Evensong together, which is one of the great delights of January. The choir returns on Sunday week, on Sunday the 30th of January. In the meantime, please stay safe and please stay connected. Peace be with you.